Coming live from the studio, this is All Sports with Gerardo. Thank you for watching another episode of All Sports. This is your host Gerardo, and all I talk is sports. On the show today, I am going to talk about NFL football, Major League Baseball, NBA basketball, and NHL hockey. Before I start the show, I hope you all had a great week. To start off with Major League Baseball, now that it's July, we're less than 2 weeks away from the 2021 Major League Baseball All-Star Game, and it's here at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. I am wearing the shirt for the All-Star Game, and besides the shirt and the hat, there's more gear for the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, so make sure to get your gear for the All-Star Game no matter what team you root for. It's definitely great to see the All-Star Game and the festivities come back to Coors Field here in Denver, Colorado. The last time the All-Star Game and festivities came to Denver, I wasn't even alive yet, so I'm definitely looking forward to this All-Star Game and festivities here in Denver now in 2021. Because the last time it was here in 1998, I wasn't even born yet, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's July, now it's less than 2 weeks away, and it's coming up pretty fast. And even at the beginning of the season, when the All-Star Game was supposed to be in Atlanta, and they changed it to Denver, that was only less than 2 or 3 months until the All-Star Game was supposed to happen. And that seemed like it was going to be a long time until we seen the All-Star Game. But fast forward from April, now it's July. And this All-Star Game and festivities is coming up, and the festivities start at the end of next week. And in less than 2 weeks, we got the Features Game, the Home Run Derby, and the All-Star Game. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. No matter what team you root for, make sure to get your All-Star gear. And regardless of what team you root for, or even if you're a sports fan, no matter if it's baseball or not, the Major League Baseball All-Star Game is one of the best All-Star games and festivities in all of sports. And I'm definitely looking forward to it, and you should be looking forward to it no matter what team you root for and no matter what sport you like. The All-Star Game in Major League Baseball is definitely a big deal, and it's definitely one of the best All-Star games. And it can't get any better than that it's going to be here in Denver, Colorado this season. So I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I can't wait for it all to begin in the next few days. Nolan Arenado has reached 250 career home runs. Yu Darvish became the fastest pitcher to reach 1,500 strikeouts. In the Major League Baseball Power Rankings, the current top 10 Major League Baseball teams are the Giants, Astros, Dodgers, Rays, Padres, Red Sox, White Sox, Athletics, Brewers, and Mets. Moving on now to NFL football. After playing 10 seasons, Demaryius Thomas announced he is retiring from the NFL. Demaryius Thomas was definitely one of the best wide receivers in Broncos franchise history, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Demaryius Thomas's name hung in the Broncos Ring of Fame. There's no doubt that he's at least in the top 5 among the best wide receivers to play for the Broncos, and he could possibly even be in the top 3. Now a lot of people would speculate he may be the best wide receiver in Broncos history. I wouldn't say that, but he's definitely in the top 5 in 3 category. The only other receivers that I would say were better than Demaryius Thomas was Rod Smith and Shannon Sharpe. So I would definitely have them ranked from number 1 to 3, Rod Smith, Shannon Sharpe, and Demaryius Thomas. But there's no doubt that Demaryius Thomas was definitely one of the best wide receivers in Broncos history, and he's definitely up there with Rod Smith and Shannon Sharpe and some of the other great wide receivers to play for the Broncos. And there's no doubt that Demaryius Thomas was definitely one of the best offensive players for the Broncos, but he was definitely one of the fan favorites for the Broncos while he was in a Broncos uniform. And the Broncos will honor Demaryius Thomas in their home opener against the Jets this season. And we'll have to wait and see if Demaryius Thomas makes it into the Ring of Fame or Hall of Fame, but I definitely see him making it into the Broncos Ring of Fame because there's no doubt he's one of the best wide receivers to play for the Broncos. So congratulations on having a great career in the Broncos and the rest of the NFL. We'll definitely miss Demaryius Thomas, but the Broncos will never forget all those special moments and those big moments Demaryius Thomas had while he was wearing a Broncos uniform. Moving on now to NBA basketball, Chris Paul moved into 12th on the all-time assist list in the playoffs. Chris Paul moved into 16th on the all-time steals list in the playoffs. Paul George moved into 16th on the all-time three-pointers made list in the playoffs. Head coach Rick Carlisle and the Mavericks have parted ways. Rick Carlisle will become the next head coach of the Pacers. Jason Kidd will become the next head coach of the Mavericks. Chauncey Billups will become the next head coach of the Trail Blazers. James Jones was named the 2020-2021 NBA Executive of the Year. Luka Doncic and Trae Young are the only players 22 or younger to get 45 points and 10 assists in a playoff game. The Celtics traded Kemba Walker, the 16th pick in the 2021 NBA Draft, and a 2025 second-round draft pick to the Thunder in exchange for Al Horford, Moses Brown, and a 2023 second-round draft pick. So right now I'm going to update you with the current NBA standings in the Eastern and Western Conference. So if we take a look at the current playoff bracket for the NBA, to start off in the Eastern Conference in the second round, we had the 76ers go against the Hawks, and the Hawks landed up winning this series 4-3. And we had the Bucks go against the Nets, and the Bucks landed up winning this series 4-3. In the Eastern Conference Finals, we have the Hawks going against the Bucks, and right now this series is tied at 2. In the Western Conference in the second round, we had the Jazz go against the Clippers, and the Clippers landed up winning this series 4-2. And we had the Nuggets go against the Suns, and the Suns won the series 4-0. In the Western Conference Finals, we have the Clippers going against the Suns, and right now the Suns are leading this series 3-2. And we're going to have to wait and see what two teams land up going against each other in the NBA Finals. And I can't wait to see what the matchup will be and who is possibly going to win the NBA Finals. So it's a great time of year for the NBA no matter what team you root for. And I'm definitely looking forward to the NBA Finals. So that's the current NBA standings in the Eastern and Western Conference. Moving on now to NHL hockey. So right now I'm going to update you with the current NHL standings in the Eastern and Western Conference. If we take a look at the current playoff bracket of the Stanley Cup playoffs for the NHL, to start off in the Eastern Conference, in the Eastern Conference Finals, we had the Islanders go against the Lightning, and the Lightning landed up winning this series 4-3. And in the Western Conference Finals, we had the Golden Knights go against the Canadiens, and the Canadiens landed up winning this series 4-2. So in the Stanley Cup Final, we will have the Lightning go against the Canadiens, and we're going to have to wait and see who wins the Stanley Cup now that we know the matchup for the Stanley Cup Final. And I can't wait to see what happens during the Stanley Cup Final and what team wins the Stanley Cup. Are the Lightning going to win back-to-back Stanley Cups? We're going to have to wait and see, but they definitely have a great chance at winning the Stanley Cup again this season after winning the Stanley Cup last season. So there is a great possibility that the Lightning will win back-to-back Stanley Cups. But the Canadiens have surprised the rest of the NHL. Are the Canadiens going to win the Stanley Cup? We're going to have to wait and see. It's definitely a great matchup between the Lightning and the Canadiens in the Stanley Cup final, and either team can win the Stanley Cup. So, are the Lightning going to win back-to-back Stanley Cups? We're going to have to wait and see. Are the Canadiens going to continue to surprise the NHL and surprise the NHL by winning the Stanley Cup? We're going to have to wait and see. But we definitely have a great Stanley Cup final matchup between the Lightning and the Canadiens. And I can't wait to see what happens during the Stanley Cup final and what team wins the Stanley Cup. So that's the current NHL standings in the Eastern and Western Conference. Moving on now to the show, what to watch for this week in sports. The NBA Playoffs, NBA Basketball, the Lightning go against the Canadiens in the Stanley Cup Final, the Stanley Cup Playoffs, the Stanley Cup Final, NHL Hockey, the Rockies, Major League Baseball. Moving on now on the next show, I will talk about NFL football, Major League Baseball, NBA Basketball, and NHL Hockey. I hope you all have a great week. Tune in to the next All Sports with Gerardo show next week. I want to say thank you to everybody that listens to All Sports. Subscribe or like my pages on social media at All Sports with Gerardo. Until next time, this is Gerardo.